Welcome back to part 6 of our Airstream carport project, which is our airport.
Yes, and if you're wondering why we're inside this morning, it's because the windy season is back in full effect.
Yeah, and it would be nice if you could hear us, so we're inside.
So, if you'll remember, our prefabricated metal building from Miracle Truss actually went up pretty quickly, all things considered, but now we're to the point where we need to add utilities, I guess, is what we call it.
Yeah, and first up, we're going to be working with rainwater catchment for this building, so we need to install gutters and downspouts.
Like we mentioned at the end of the last video, we had a few issues during this, and the first was measuring.
It was my fault.
So on the chicken garden, when we put up our first gutter and rainwater catchment tank, we figured out that the overhang needed to be about an inch. And when you have like a 112 pitch and you have crazy monsoons, if you overhang that metal roof too far, it's just gonna like fly past your gutter.
And it did that first. We actually ended up having to cut the metal roof.
That's right, we cut the whole roof all the way down, but we had that measurement. And so you went over to measure and it should have been like an inch overhang.
I measured to the beam instead of the fascia board.
And you got a measurement of 2 1/4.
So I was like, it needs to be 2 1/4.
So guess what? We put the entire metal roof on at a 2 1/4 inch overhang, and then we went to put gutters on, and we're like, hey, that's not gonna work.
Our first option to fix this problem is to cut the roof, like we did over at the chicken garden.
But that's 2 36-foot cuts.
And it's also really hard to get that scissor lift out at the X-bracing point. It would have made it incredibly difficult.
Also, when you cut an edge like that, it's potential rusting down the road. And since we're actually using this water for the Airstream, not the greatest option. So no to that one.
Yeah. Next option was to add another board.
To block it, yeah. This actually also got really complicated because we had already installed the drip edge on that 2x8 fascia.
Now that we have the white drip edge that covers the
It looks so
board,
nice.
it looked really good.
Well, here's the problem. If we wanted to take it off and put another 2x8 and then put that drip edge back on, we would have had to unscrew over 100 screws all the way down the edge, pull the metal off, put the wood on, screw that in, and then try to put the metal piece back on. But the issue is now you've got all these holes in the roof
that aren't going to be lined
that
up.
aren't going to match up with the drip edge that you install. So we just left it and put a 2x8 on top of it.
It was a whole can of worms that got opened up, and we fixed it.
So if you're watching and you see us putting up gutters and you're like, hey, where did that big white drip edge go? It's behind the other 2x8.
Yep.
Now you know. Our second big problem was actually sourcing these materials, the 4-inch PVC pipe, the fittings, even the gutters and all the fittings for those. Nobody had enough in stock for what we needed. We had all these like delays where we would have one piece and then we special order and then we get the next one in and then we tried to like fit those things together and they didn't fit. And we had to special order more things and wait on more things to get in. And it was like this just constant slowdown.
Yeah. It was just a big waiting game at that point.
So, how did all this turn out?
You'll have to keep watching to find out.
Okay, after much difficulty, we finally have been able to source the gutters for this building and also the PVC downspouts to go into the rainwater catchment tank. And a whole bunch of other stuff to go along with it. The truck is completely full, so we're going to unload it, get it set up there with all of our electrical conduit and all the other materials, and hopefully we can get this thing started soon.
Okay. Oh, do you want it?
Sorry.
I was going to say something.
Hey, it's finally gutter time. That's what I was going to say.
We're not gutter experts.
No, we're not.
We've only done it one time. Not even sure if we did it right, but it works.
Mostly. So,
it does work.
Yeah. This was really long, though. It's going to be hard to put these together and get them at the right drop that
Yeah.
whole distance.
It's going to be difficult all around. I don't know why we didn't hire this done. Actually, I do know why we didn't hire this done. We got a quote and it was over $2,000. And then we were like, we'll do it ourselves.
Are we control freaks?
Yeah.
Yes, we are. Okay, so this is the last piece. We've got to combine a few pieces though. We need the downspout, we need the end cap, a coupler, and then we have to cut an actual piece of gutter to fill in the rest of the space so that it fits. Which is like
I think it's called a seam.
coupler, seam, whatever you want to call it. It makes the two pieces go together.
Alright, we got the first side, which is the west side gutters up. We have it caulked. All the seams are caulked, so the next step is we're going to throw some water up on the north side to make sure that it flows to the south like it's supposed to. Fingers crossed.
Okay, we're back for round 2 of gutters on the east side. What did we learn yesterday? We learned that seaming the gutters or coupling them is a huge pain. We learned that the scissor lift is super helpful. And what else? Anything?
I thought it went pretty smooth.
Overall, pretty smooth. Hopefully we have taken what we've learned and we'll do this even faster with less arguing.
It's like spiky like a cactus. Day 2, gutters. Are you a fan of gutters?
Nope, not at all.
Me either. Are you a fan of roofs?
Not really, although not as bad as gutters.
All right, gutters are the devil. We gotta learn how to do it. This should go faster.
Don't ever say that. You know what's gonna happen.
I know.
Yeah.
I know exactly what's gonna happen.
Okay, let's get these stupid gutters up.
Okay.
So we can do some
Rainwater catchment.
rainwater catchment. Yes.
It's supposed to rain tomorrow. We have to get them done. All right, ready?
Okay.
Let's talk about some of the issues we're having.
Man.
This is, can we say how many days we've been trying to put this gutter up?
This is at least the third day
Third day.
of the gutter on the east side of the building.
We've put them up and down, and then up again, and then down again. And some things aren't right.
It's not dropping. And
No.
even though we've measured down, we keep, chalking our line, and we can see it dropping on the fascia.
Uh-huh.
But when we get it up there,
It's level.
it's either level or it's actually not. It's actually going up instead of down.
Day 1, it was going the wrong way. Even though our drop is this way.
Yeah.
So we were like, what the heck is going on? So upon further investigation.
Well, the first one was like, we weren't following the line as close as we should have been.
Right.
We thought that was the issue. So we tried again, like really close on the line. We got some of our kinks worked out because some of the seams it almost looked like they were going like this. And anyway, we got that worked out. And then we put water in it, and it was like barely moving.
Yeah. And the level on the gutter says level.
So then we're like, okay, what are we doing? So we measured from the cement pad up to the fascia.
Same measurement.
Same measurement on both sides. And we're like, we're losing our minds. Like this is not how physics work. Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And so we called your dad, and he was like, well, it could be that the cement pad isn't perfectly level. And even if it wasn't, since the trusses are pre-made, it would still be the same distance. It just would be moved a little, right? So we put a laser level on that this morning, and it's only off 1/4 of an inch.
Right.
And we're measuring an
inch
down.
But I guess even over 36 feet, that 3/4 of an inch isn't enough drop. So today, what we're doing is, instead of the 1.5 inch drop that we did on day 2, we're going to now drop to 1.75 inch, put our level up there, and make sure it's not level.
We'll chalk the line and then put the level on that. Yeah,
but,
we got to make sure that it is dropping from this end over to that end, because that's where the piping is going, right?
Yeah. So are we going to get stuff done today?
I hope so, man.
Let's go. Okay, we're going to chalk the line. We're going to put the level up and see if it's dropping.
And if it's dropping, we're going to put the dang gutters on and move forward.
Yeah. I just need some forward progress, because I feel like we've been at the same progress level for a week.
Yeah, that's very frustrating.
All right, ready?
I'm ready.
Today's the day.
Today is the day. Yep, so 2 inches didn't even work. It's still level, so we're gonna have to go down even further. I don't know what's going on with this building. How many lines can we make on the fascia?
It's the slightest bit to the right.
What do you know? We got a little rainstorm right in the middle of it. We've been having a heck of a time with the drought, but it looks like it's working. I'll take it. We are wrapping up our time with the scissor lift. So here's what we need to do. We got the gutters up yesterday. We're gonna do some leak tests. We're gonna pour some water in, just make sure that all of our seams are waterproof and they're not dripping. And then we're gonna try to get the 4-inch pipe downspouts installed, at least the vertical columns here, for whatever we need to do up high, so that we can load this thing back up, take it back to the real place, and be done with it. So we do have a few leaks we need to fix, but while we wait for that gutter to dry out a little bit and all the water to run out, we're going to focus our attention on these 4-inch PVC downspouts and at least get the vertical ones attached here to the side of the truss. We realized we kind of jumped into this without explaining what we're doing. So we're going to do what's called a wet delivery system. And the reason for that is that we didn't want to run a pipe and then like have it cut across up here. We wanted to kind of keep this clean line, so we're going down underground. It's going to go right here, and then that pipe is going to also come down and it's going to go underground, and they're going to join together. They're going to go around the side of the building, and then our big water storage tank is going to be right in the middle, and it'll also be sunk down a little bit. And so they'll join there, and then they'll come up, and then they'll go over. And the reason that that works is because the level of the water and the pressure of it coming down is enough that it will push underground and back up and into that tank. So that's why we're digging everything. We could totally keep it all, you know, up there and above, but then we'd have to find a way to mount it and support it, and you'd see big ugly pipes everywhere. So it's a little more work, but we think it'll look nicer.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. Catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the moon. When it rains, it pours.
As usual, we've hit a snag. Trying to mount the 4-inch pipe to the face of this truss. We got these 4-inch pipe straps, which do fit 4-inch Schedule 40 pipe because those are hard to find. However, because once you add the 4-inch fitting onto the pipe, it actually pushes it away from the wall a little bit. We're about 1 inch off. We're going to try to take some square tubing that we've cut and sort of extend it, right? So I know this is hacky, but we can't think of any other way to do it right now. So the screw is going to go through, not this screw, but a screw will go through, and then this will press up against the face of it so that we can still pull it tight and hold that pipe and keep it from sliding up and down. It's not the way I would like to do it, but this is what we're going to try. And I'll tell you what, trying to get this pipe to attach to this weird shaped truss is proving to be really difficult. We thought we could mount it here, but then we realized when it got up there for it to match up with the downspout, the coupler couldn't turn far enough because it was too far back. So now we've had to totally change our plan, and it's going to have to go here, and that actually makes it really easy. Then it goes in and back and down. It looks like this right here. We've already got it cut, glued, measured. It all fits perfectly. But we've got to find a way to mount it to the front of this. So Ashley has gone to the store, and we're going to try to get some metal bar stock, and we're going to essentially bend it around the pipe and bolt it in, kind of like we did. The hard part about this is you can see this is a certain width, but then this on this side is actually smaller. I don't know if you can see that. So you can't put anything like flat behind it. Like, it's just a really awkward like situation. So we're hoping that this bar stock that we can fold around and bolt in will work, and actually simplified the connections up there a whole lot. So that was good. But man, I just want to get this done. And now look behind me. You see this? Rain's coming in again. Now we've got a huge trench. So I'm going to have to like cover it because I don't want it to get filled with water. I just want to get this done.
so welcome to the garage. It's a disaster. Don't judge me. What we need to do now is make some custom, what would you call them?
Hangers, clips, strapping.
Anyway, we need something to hold the 4-inch PVC to the outside of the truss. So we've got 1/8-inch steel bar, and I'm going to bend it into this shape.
I feel like we're in real deep at this point.
Real deep. But I think it can be done. The only thing for this is just to keep that pipe vertical from, like, you know, falling over basically.
Also, we want to help hold it up. Like, we don't want the weight on the fitting at the top on the gutter to be holding it in place.
Right, so this is just gonna fit snug and strapped to the truss. So I got 2 more to bend.
Fabricating our own pieces. What
This
are we
is
doing?
not a shop. This is like storage, garage, like there's so much stuff in here and it's really hard to work, but we just gotta do what we can do.
You want me to move that box? The one right there? Would that help?
Great.
Okay, I'll move it.
So that's the first step. Let me get this one.
I don't like it when you bend the strap. Oh, yeah.
So,
Do that again.
It's so hot. Okay, so I have that bent mostly. I'm going to set this on here and kind of mark where I need to bend it the other way. So that's what you end up with. And then you put it back on here. Okay. Alright, so we got the 2 4-inch PVC downspouts all put together. We are going to go ahead and spray paint those to kind of match the truss, but most important, the reason that we're going to spray paint them is because they are PVC and we live in Arizona. High UV here, and they will deteriorate over time. Anytime you have PVC exposed to the sun out here, it really needs to be painted in order to hold up. So we're gonna get started with that, and then I think we're gonna call it for the day.
Hey, look at these really cool straps you made.
Don't look close, they're not perfect, but I think they're gonna work just fine. You can only do so much with just a vise.
Yes. So we have the vertical pieces already made up. It's got 2 45s and an extension, and then another 45 going out down the bottom. They're already pieced together, they're painted.
They're gonna get scratched up.
They're gonna get all scratched up.
We can touch them up.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. So the hard part is gonna be, these are heavy pipes and we have to hold it in place and like
drill
holes
through a lot of metal and then bolt things together. Yeah, so we're gonna try a few different things. We're not sure how it's gonna go, but again, last day of the scissor lift. Well, I don't know, I probably haven't said that yet. Today is the last day with our scissor lift. So we have to get this high stuff finished up so we can load it up and take it back tomorrow. So the clock is ticking. Are you feeling the pressure?
Not really.
Not really. You're like, whatever.
I just want to get started.
Okay, fine. Let's go.
Take me on a trip around the moon. You add shooting stars to all my blue. I'm falling in love with every move. You give me something to lose, baby. All I need is. Thought I'd be stuck in a static forever, telling myself it could be enough. I didn't know that I was looking for something to jump until I jumped into us. Now I'm wrapped up and you can't deny it. Hit me like a hurricane of lightning, baby, I'm dreaming. Don't you wake me up. Need you in my lungs. Take me on a trip around the moon. You add shooting stars to all my blue. I'm falling in love with every move. You give me something to lose, baby. All I need is you. Give me something that I could lose, baby.
Yeah. See, I told you could do it. Applaud. Bravo.
You. Every time you touch me, I swear that I see the future in everything you do.
Last one, babe. How excited are you?
I'm not gonna be excited till it's done.
I think you should be excited. Ada? What's Ada?
Ada cannot get anything stuck in there.
Can you imagine if we put it up there and there's a ball inside of it?
And then it messed up
bad.
all of our water catchment.
It wouldn't get stuck.
And it's all buried and we would never know what
We'd
happened.
be like, it's Ada's fault. I don't check.
Add shooting stars to all my blue. I'm falling in love with every move.
So this is the piece that converts this into a 4-inch pipe. This technically doesn't fit right, but it works really well because we want to be able to remove this if we ever need to take it down and like clean out the pipe or something. So I like it.
Something that I could lose, baby. All I need is you. Give me something that I could lose, baby. All I need is you.
Well, now that we've got the vertical ones in place, we've got to make all our connections and go underground. So the way we're going to do that is we've got a 45 coming out of there. We'll have another 45 that'll go straight down. That'll go into a 90, which then goes all the way down. We'll have to couple that because it's longer than 10 feet. And then at that junction, way back there at the corner, that will be a T. And so same thing, we'll have this that will come off of that one, go down in the top of the T. And then it's going to come out, make another 90, and go that way. And then we got to do whatever we got to do for the tank, which we won't get to until later.
You can't seem to find your garden. When days are dull, you feel sullen. You don't seem to grasp this buzzing in your ears. But these days all end in the gutter. You're hauling.
Minor adjustments to the trench, making this 45 to come out long enough and then go down straight into the pipe. We just didn't quite cut it right, so we don't have a lot of extra pipe. So we're just gonna chip off the inside of this wall a little bit so that it all fits in there the right way.
We just needed like 20 more minutes and we could have got it done, but every afternoon this freaking rain messing up plans.
I got a feeling that this could be a little more than feelings.
honestly, you got me where you want it. You got me playing every card, spending all my time trying to find out more about you. Cause I really want you in my space, picking up every call, I'm falling, all my money's.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You ready to take this back?
I'm done with the scissor lift.
Need love. I always thought I'd be enough, be enough, be enough. You show me what it means to see outside of me. God knows what I'd be missing. Now I really need your love, need your love, need your love.
Hey, the scissor lift is no longer with us.
Yeah, we had to drive like, what, an hour and a half
Yeah.
to this tiny town. And I know that they have a really good coffee shop, so we're going to go check it out.
Coffee shop date?
Coffee shop and maybe a bagel?
Ooh.
Food in the morning?
What's that?
I don't know.
We don't usually eat breakfast.
Okay.
We might make an exception though.
Good sandwich.
It was really good. Yeah.
It's surprisingly good. So, what else?
Well,
We're in a small town. What can we do?
as always, hardware store date.
Yeah. Always hardware store. Headed home, but in Safford, there's a place called Mi Casa Tortilla, and they have fresh, warm tortillas. So good. And we're gonna grab them every chance we come up here. Yeah, go grab. Yeah, like they're so good we can't stop eating them. Okay, that's all. Alright, we're back. Day 2, trying to get this done. The weather says it is supposed to rain, but it looks nice so far. So we're going to try to get it done before that comes. Wish us luck. Okay, all that's left is we need to make a 90. This is really hard to point to. We need to make a 90 and go back that way towards the tank. So we thought it'd be easier to like put all these together and then set it in the trench and then just hook it up. That didn't quite work out how we thought it would. We're new to this, but I think we're on the downward slope.
All right, babe.
He's not excited.
What are you doing?
So even though it is about to rain, we really need to know if any of these connections are gonna leak. So we're gonna fill up the wet delivery system until it starts overflowing here. Then we know it's full to this height. So if it's all good, we can cover this trench and be done with this project. Well, this part of the project. But yeah, so we're just gonna test it all before we fill in the trench. All right, you gotta look at this. I'm gonna turn you around. Look at this. So we got water up to the top of that, and there are no leaks. So with the water being about this tall, that means it's the same height over here, which is past this connection. This is the connection that we were most worried about because we know we didn't get it up in there as far as we wanted to because of the angle. We learned a lot on this. Anyway, the rain is coming and there are no leaks, so that means that we can get this trench filled in and be done with pipe work for a while. So rain is coming. This is a great time to do it, so that will help compress like all the soil down and really compact it in there around the pipe. So we gotta get started on that.
That's our temporary downspout until we get the tank put in. So, seems to be working. I hate that we're missing all this water though.
Every afternoon.
Monsoon is supposed to be over.
I know.
I don't know what the deal is.
I want to be thankful for the rain.
Not this year.
This year we're just not.
We're over it.
No, I am thankful for it, but it's making it incredibly hard to get anything done or to finish anything. So as soon as we get on a roll, to start training. But all we have left to do is finish putting the trench in. We don't have to be in a rush to finish filling this in. We can do it tomorrow or later this afternoon if it stops raining. It doesn't look like it's gonna stop raining. I think we're gonna call it. We can finish it another day.
Or later.
Story of our lives. We'll finish it another day.
Just want to be done with the 4-inch pipe.
Okay, ready? We're done, right? For the day. I'm cold. Alright, ready? Wrap it up? Ready? You wanna wrap it up? Hey, babe. Do we need to make a run for it?
I'm thinking I might need to put that ladder down before we do it, just in case the wind takes it.
Okay. Real bad. Ready?
Ready?
I'm gonna totally fall.
Please don't fall.